Jai Gurudev to all of you. Myself Rohit Dutt, and I'm taking your business studies class. So, students, in our previous class, we have seen merits and demerits of sole proprietorship. Today, new topic, that is joint Hindu family business. You can see in the screen itself. Okay. So, before we begin, again, I would like to remind you that please go through the EPDF of this chapter and just follow the guidelines of coronavirus. Stay home and be safe. Coming to our point, that is joint Hindu family business. So, joint Hindu family business or Hindu undivided family business is that form of business organization which is owned and managed by the members of HUF. That means Hindu undivided family. Okay. So, it is the oldest form of business organization and can be found only in India. This type of business is governed by Hindu law. The business is controlled by the head of the family, who is the eldest member of the family and is called Karta. Okay, you can see here who is known as the Karta. Clear, everyone? So, who is the eldest member of the family? All members have equal ownership right over the property and they are known as co-partner. Got it? They are known as co-partners. So, three generation of a family can be members of HUF. Got it? So, this kind of business is not governed by Industrial or Company Act, but it is governed by the Hindu Succession Act, which exists under Hindu law. So, there are two conditions for existence of joint Hindu family business. These are: first one, maybe minimum two male members must be there in the family. Then second point can be existence of some ancestral property. The ancestral property is inherited by the male members of Hindu undivided family. The members who share the ancestral property and who are entitled to get a share in the profit of joint Hindu family business are known as co-partners. Okay, so under Hindu law there are two system of inheritance. Okay, this has been removed from your syllabus, but again I will tell you. Clear? So one is Daya Bhaga and other one is Mita Kasara. These were in the earlier, okay, in your NCRT book, but currently it has been removed. So Daya Bhaga, this system prevails only in West Bengal. So under this system, the male as well as female member of joint Hindu family can become co-partners as well as co-partner. Okay, and in the case of Mita Kasara, this system prevails all over India except West Bengal. Under this system, only male members can become co-partner in the joint Hindu family business. Got it? Now coming to our next point, that is features. So features, it's really easy. First point is formation. Okay, so at least two members and an ancestral property in the basic requirement for the formation of a joint Hindu family business. Okay, then coming to next point, that is liability. So the liability of Karta, that is senior most male co-partner, is unlimited, but the liability of other member is limited to the extent of their shares. Then coming to third point, that is control. The business is controlled by the eldest member of the family known as Karta. Then next point, point number 4, continuity. After the death of Karta, the next eldest member can take member takes his position and thus the business continues. Okay, minor, you can see minor member. So uh, under joint Hindu family business, an individual becomes member by taking birth in the family. Hence, a minor can also be a member of HUF. Got it? So first merit is effective control. Okay. So effective control in an HUF business, the Karta has absolute decision making power. This facilitates quick and flexible decision making. Okay. Then coming to next point, that is continued business existence. An HUF business has a continued existence. Okay, its existence is not affected by the death of Karta, as the next eldest member can take up his position. Clear, everyone? Then third point, that is limited liability of members. So the liability of the co-partner is limited to the extent of their share in the family business. Okay. And point number 4, that is increased loyalty and cooperation. So the members of an HUF business are loyal to each other and are willing to cooperate and work towards a common goal, as all of them belong to the same family. Okay. So first point is limited resources. The HUF business depends mainly on the ancestral property. This creates the problem of limited capital. Then coming to second point, that is unlimited liability of Karta. So in HUF, the liability of the Karta is unlimited. His personal assets can also be used to discharge the debt of the business. This prevents him from taking bold decisions and limits the growth of the business. So the Karta is also burdened with the risk of decision making and managing the business. Third point, that is dominance of Karta. So the Karta has vast power in the management of the family business. If the Karta misuses his power and tries to dominate the family, then the other co-partner may protest. So this may create conflict in the family and lead to business disintegration. Okay. Then last point, that is limited managerial skills. So a Karta has absolute decision making power related to all aspects of the business. However, he cannot be an expert in all the areas of management. If he does not take the help of other co-partner, then his unwise decision will affect the business adversely. Okay. So because of this limitation, this form of business organization is uh, on decline. Thank you. Jai Guru.